Is your magic meter running low? Well, we've got a cure for you. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast. I'm Jeff DePaoli.
And I'm Patrick Dougal.
And today, not only do we have a bunch to talk about, but in the next couple of months, there are going to be a bunch of big changes with Disney Coast to Coast. And the first one has happened already, because I am not alone in the room talking to a microphone today.
Nope, I'm right next to you.
Hi, Patrick. I'm touching you right now.
I'm touching you.
So weird.
Yeah, we're not on different coasts anymore.
We're not. But Patrick has moved out to LA.
Yeah, I am in California now, so
Disneyland is his home versus Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
But that does not mean that the coast-to-coast portion of this show changes. We're certainly still going to be talking about both coasts and the whole world, as we always do.
Of course, I'm still in tune with everything happening over at Walt Disney World, so we still be sharing that news as well.
Yay! So Patrick's here. And like I said, there's going to be other changes coming in the next month or so, making Disney Coast to Coast even more magical. So I'm excited.
Is that possible? More magical?
It's, you know, just when you think it can't get more magical,
it does.
Something happens. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited to have Patrick here with me. And shall we jump into it? Once again, there's so much to talk about. And of course, I think, what was it, your maybe fourth or fifth day here? We headed down to Disneyland together.
Yes, it was a must.
Yes, you got your premium annual pass. And we experienced a couple of new-ish things that perhaps we should talk about before we get into our main topic today. Guardians of Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of... Say it right?
Guardians. Wait, now you're confusing.
It's Guardians of Galaxy, right? No,
Guardians of the
Guardians of the Galaxy.
No.
Okay, here's the reason why we're confused. Because the woman introducing the Guardians of Galaxy preview is Guardians of Galaxy.
Okay, if you've ever seen Captain EO, you know they do a little introduction speaking part before it, and they're doing the same thing since Guardians of Galaxy is in the same theater. They're doing the same thing where they're kind of introducing it. And this lady, bless her heart, but I had no idea what she was saying when she was introducing the preview.
It was pretty funny. We were actually just laughing out loud in the theater, so.
Yeah. Anyway, the preview.
Looks good.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily like a bunch of clips together. They essentially showed like the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yes, yeah, which was pretty cool.
And then like a good extended trailer. I like the fact that back when I saw the Maleficent sneak peek over in Walt Disney World at Hollywood Studios, we had it in just the normal Sounds Dangerous theater, and you guys had it at the Bugs Life.
Yeah.
And it incorporated the effects, and now this one's over at Captain EO, and it has the effects as well. So I think it's pretty cool. I'm sure the Guardians of the Galaxy over at Walt Disney World is still at Sounds Dangerous, so they don't have the effects. So I think the 4D effects enhance the previews.
Totally. And first of all, folks, if you're listening and you have listened to this show, you know I am not a superhero fan. It doesn't do it for me. But Guardians of Galaxy, or Guardians of the Galaxy, now I'm so confused, I can't even tell you.
The lady.
I'm actually interested in seeing it. Like, I'm excited to see it.
Oh yeah, this preview has definitely
solidified
that.
Yeah.
I think it has Marvel and Disney has another solid hit on their hands with this movie.
And I like the fact that it's kind of poking fun at the genre.
Yeah, it's very campy.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Looks pretty cool. So if you're at Disneyland or Walt Disney World, take the time. I think it was 10 minutes long. Check out the preview on either coast. It was cool. I liked it. And moving from there, Alice, okay, so we just spent, it was actually last night for us, but we just celebrated the 59th anniversary of Disneyland here at Disneyland in California. And so, of course, we had to head down. Even after a long day of work, had to go down to Disneyland. And one of the things that they have been talking about to get ready for the 60th is that they're going to be kind of updating our traditional dark rides. And we experienced one of them that has been updated now, Alice in Wonderland. I think it was your first time on it.
Yeah,
right?
I couldn't compare, obviously, because this is my first time riding it, but what I saw of the ride was great.
Yeah, the updates were really cool. If you have experienced it before, it was very traditional dark ride, the figures painted with the black light type of neon paint, but there's a lot more projection in there now, which was really cool. And it wasn't like they completely reimagined the ride. It's still the same old traditional dark ride. It's just more in modern times than it was before. So I'm looking forward to them doing it all. You did Pinocchio for the first time.
I did a couple rides for the first time because I've only been to Disneyland twice before, and I kind of usually wanted to hit up the main attraction. So I didn't get to do some of the side ones that you wouldn't really do on your first visit if you have a limited amount of time.
Yeah, we did. I think as far as the traditional dark rides, we did Alice in Wonderland, Pinocchio, Snow White, Winnie the Pooh, where I pointed out the fun little remnants of the Bear Jamboree, which is always fun. If you've never seen it inside the Winnie the Pooh ride at Disneyland, right after you're exiting the Heffalump and Woozle room, look directly above you, and you'll see the 3 animal heads that were part of the Bear Jamboree. It's pretty fun. But beyond that, okay, one of the coolest experiences I've ever had at Disneyland, which kind of just happened by happenstance. Do you know where I'm going?
Yeah.
Say it.
We rode Big Thunder Mountain. We just hopped in line essentially at probably the best time possible because right when we got on, the magical fireworks started. And if, for one thing, Thunder Mountain's always more fun at night.
It is. It's really
and then
fun.
the addition of fireworks, it's just awesome.
It was so cool. They were going off like all around us. Like it was kind of perfectly timed.
Yeah.
Based on when we're on the track and at what points. And, you know, as we're climbing the hills, there was just pyro going off around us all the time. I had done the Matterhorn during fireworks before, which is also a cool experience, but it was super, super, super cool during on Big Thunder Mountain. So.
Yeah, so if you want to try to do a fun experience, try to get on Thunder a little before the fireworks, just so you time it right.
Yeah. And the fireworks are about 10 to 15 minutes. So if you're in line,
you have a leeway, yeah.
Yeah, you can figure it out. It's pretty cool. The only bad thing is you kind of miss Fantasmic. But if you've seen Fantasmic before, it's worth trying out. It's awesome. God, we have so much to talk about. I want to move forward. We hopped on the Haunted Mansion the other night. Oh, one thing I do want to mention since we mentioned the 59th anniversary, we got a free present.
Yes, besides
awesome.
the 59th anniversary of Disneyland, it's also the 25th anniversary of Splash Mountain.
Woohoo!
Woo! So they were giving out commemorative 25th anniversary posters for Splash Mountain to annual pass holders, and that was my first little free gift from being an annual pass holder. You don't get much of those in Walt Disney, so it's kind of a surprise.
Yeah, you actually tweeted today that you're like, you were enjoying being a pass holder at Disneyland more than Walt Disney World.
Well, yeah, we normally for Walt Disney World, you just get into the parks. They normally do not have a lot of pass holder stuff, even discount wise. But
oh yeah, you love that.
Yeah, Disneyland, you're a pass holder, you get discounts on everything.
Yeah.
Walt Disney World, not so much.
So that's kind of awesome.
However, there is like a double price difference between the two.
True, and half the amount of parks, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah,
but I
can't do anything about
it. In any case, I'm glad that you're happy with the Disneyland annual pass holder experience thus far. We did jump on the Haunted Mansion, and if you have not heard, there's a kind of cool Haunted Mansion contest going on right now. You want to talk about it, Patrick?
Yes. There is a chance where you could win an overnight stay in the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. Plus, 3 day, I think you can get a 3-day park ticket as well, but an overnight stay in the Haunted Mansion?
That's kind of cool. And the funny thing is like they actually have warnings, like throughout the night they're going to have actors scaring you and such, and they say they won't touch you, but like they're actually going to try and scare you, and
I wonder where they're going to set you up to sleep.
Actually, I was wondering that. In fact, I have that written down here. I wrote down which room would you choose, because if you could choose any room in the Haunted Mansion to sleep in, which would it be? There's no bedroom scene.
Yeah. I would honestly, I'd love to, if I can get down there, probably like the ballroom.
The ballroom, yes.
That'd be a lot of fun.
That was definitely a top choice for me. Madame Leota's room would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Especially if she was floating above you all night long.
I feel like they'll just put you in a stretch room, though.
I was going to say, the stretch room would be a kind of interesting thing. You fall asleep and it's normal size and you wake up.
And stretch room. You're like, what's going on?
That'd be so cool. But I think that's such a cool and unique prize. I've never heard of them doing anything like that before.
No, that's kind of awesome. And I think you can still enter correct?
You can still enter. It's going on through KTLA 5, which is a local, I think, news station here. Just Google it, Overnight Haunted Mansion, KTLA 5. I'm sure you can find it. Have you actually entered for it?
I have not yet.
I have not either, because it's not just like a click yes, I want to enter type thing. It's like, you have to tell them, first of all, you have to like list the 3 people you'd take with you. And then you have to tell them how you and your friends have dealt with a scary situation before. So you have to like write something, and you have to answer Haunted Mansion trivia. So it's not like super involved, but it's more involved than a click yes and enter, which actually may be beneficial if you do enter, because then probably less people will be trying for it. So,
So if you have a scary situation and you want to stay overnight at the Haunted Mansion,
but I will say, even more so than the Haunted Mansion, I would love to stay in the Tower of Terror. That's the place I would really.
I think
I'd
I'd do Haunted Mansion.
Really, I actually I always wished that Disney would make a Hollywood Tower hotel that was an actual place to stay. I thought that would be cool.
That'd be really awesome.
I'd love it. So speaking of Haunted Mansion, hello, they're making a TV show.
Oh yeah, but it's on Disney XD. I read,
and Disney Channel.
Yeah. It's, from what I've heard, it's going to be animated, correct?
Yep. Animated TV show.
See, I don't know what I feel about it. I mean, I love the lore of Haunted Mansion and the story. I feel like for Disney Channel and Disney XD, they might dumb it down.
Yeah.
And make it, like, silly.
Well, here's the interesting thing about the history of the Haunted Mansion. I'm totally blanking on the Imagineers' names. I believe one of them was Mark Davis, and I forget the other. But ever since the beginning of Haunted Mansion, it's always been 2 very different opinions kind of clashing. And one of the Imagineers wanted it very scary, and one of them wanted it more comical. And if you look at the attraction, it really is set up that way. The first half is much scarier. And then once you get to the graveyard, and you've got like the characters singing and stuff, it's a much sillier experience. So my guess is that the animated TV show would go with that sillier experience.
Yeah, 100%.
And
well, I feel like they'll maybe attach to some of the more known characters in the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah,
like Madame Leota and the Hitchhiking Ghost, possibly. But we'll see what comes out of it. It's an interesting concept.
Now that we're talking about Madame Leota, I just want to put this out there. If any Disney consumer products people are listening, y'all have these fabulous light-up balloons that you sell at night in the parks. We need a Madame Leota light-up balloon.
That's awesome.
That would be amazing, would it not?
I'd actually buy a balloon.
Yeah, $12 for a floating. If you haven't seen them before, basically, I'm sure you've all seen the traditional balloons that Disney sells all day, every day. But at nighttime, they have all little LED switch inside of them. They light up. It's a blast. And if they had a like Madame Leota version, it would be so cool.
At least during Halloween.
Year round. Come on.
All right. I agree.
So that's, I want to see that happen. So that's pretty cool too. So, I was going to say about the Haunted Mansion, one of the things is it's a great franchise. They've tried before to make a movie. I think if you've seen it, you'd probably agree it wasn't the greatest, the Eddie Murphy movie. They're also talking about this Guillermo del Toro one that's supposedly happening.
Was announced about 3-4 years ago at this point. I mean, I know Guillermo del Toro, at a past Disney auction, has actually won the actual animatronic of the Hatbox Ghost, so he's a big fan of it. I don't know how greenlit the project is in terms of moving forward, but I would love to see like a darker Haunted Mansion film.
Yes, agreed, and done really, really well, so that'd be cool. Anywho, believe it or not, folks, we haven't even gotten to our main subject of today's show. Our main subject is Frozen everywhere.
Frozen!
Let's start with, simply because you're out here now, you experienced the Frozen pre-parade at Disneyland, as did I. I've experienced it twice now. You've done it once. Fun, what do you think?
It's a fun addition.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no cons to it. Before Sensational, you have a little Frozen float that comes out of the first parade showing only.
Only the first.
Where Anna and Elsa are on this float. And
because Anna and Elsa are not going to make overtime, is what it comes down to.
They have meet and greets to do.
Yeah, right.
But they about 10 or so minutes before first Sensational parade, they come on down the parade route and
with Olaf
and wave hi to all the guests. Yeah. I mean, it's a good addition if you're like have kids and you don't want to wait in a meet and greet line. We'll see them on the parade.
I think that's really what it came down to. Was the only chance to see even Anna and Elsa was in a room for a meet and greet. So you had an hour plus line to wait in. I don't blame parents for not wanting to wait in that. So this was, I think, a great compromise of you'll see them.
Yeah.
You'll at least see them doing that during the parade. So that's cool. But in any case, the big news with Frozen is Disney Hollywood Studios over in Florida from July 5th, so it's already started, through September 1st daily. They have this, first of all, free event, folks. A lot of people think this is a pay event. It's not. It's completely free with admission to the park, which I guess doesn't really make it free. But you know what I'm saying. It's not an additional
hard ticket. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty extensive.
Yeah, it's Frozen Summer Fun. Obviously, Frozen is a huge Goliath for Disney right now.
What is it, like 9 or 10 months later? We're still talking about it?
Yeah. So they had to capitalize on it. And what better than Olaf's favorite season in summer?
Exactly. And the good thing is they can do something with it in the winter as well.
Yeah,
so
it's almost a year-round thing.
So they have Anna and Elsa's royal welcome there. They also have the coolest summer ever dance party.
Mm-hmm.
The sing-along we were just talking about, which it's basically just that. It's a sing-along.
Yeah, there's a daily show in the Premier Theater where you can go meet the historians of Arendelle, see Anna, Elsa. Kristoff has debuted as a face character as well at this Frozen Summer Fun. And you kind of go through the songs of Frozen, and everyone loves singing the songs. Everyone knows them, so you get a huge crowd together who knows these songs. It's a blast.
It was interesting because I kind of feel like this news came out of nowhere. It was kind of like, we're going to do this, and then like a week later it started. Whereas usually these things lead up to it. And
well, there's a reason why, but we'll probably talk about that next episode.
We will, but in addition to that reason, which, like we said, tune in next episode and we'll be talking more about it. But the fact that it was kind of a last minute thing made me think that it wasn't going to be produced well. From what I've seen, it's actually like full-on production.
Oh no, people are very impressed by this for the fact of it. It did seem like it came out of nowhere, and people were very weary of it, but it's gotten great reviews and everyone seems to love it.
Yeah, like the video I've seen looks good. It does not look like a thrown together thing. The reason I think we think it's thrown together is because usually Disney's like with this Haunted Mansion movie we were just talking about, usually you hear about things years in advance, and then you're like, anticipate and wait for it. This was like 1 week you hear about it, a week later it opens. So from what I've seen, it looks really good. So
yeah, there's a whole bunch of Frozen merchandise, whole bunch of Frozen treats. They actually have behind the soundstage, usually during Star Wars weekends where they do all the merchandise, they've actually opened Oaken's Sauna.
Oaken is such an awesome character.
He is.
In Frozen. If you don't know Oaken by name, he is he owns a little store and he goes, woohoo! Like, he's
how do you know? But you have Oaken's Trading Post and Sauna. And you can go in there. They have actual snow where you can actually go build a snowman. They have photo opportunities. And then they also have an ice skating rink where you yourself can go ice skating, and also during maybe hourly or so, they have a ice skating, usually 5-6 minute ice skating show where you have Oaken's cousins doing a little ice skating to Frozen songs for you.
Yeah, and one of the cool things about this Frozen summer is it seems like, to me, it's a full day thing.
Oh, yeah.
Normally, like, I don't know, when I first heard about it, I was like, okay, they're going to have a fireworks show at night, and it's basically going to be a nighttime thing. All day. If you're in the park all day, there's Frozen stuff to do all day long.
Which to me is a lot of fun because obviously if you love Frozen, you'll love this. But I also thought Hollywood Studios it's kind of a half-day park for me. Like, I could probably do everything I wanted in a half day, and then adding the Frozen stuff just makes it more that full day.
I understand the half-day mentality. For me, as a kid especially, like, it was my favorite park simply because I was a kid interested in showbiz, and so I wanted to spend time there. But as far as size is concerned, it's definitely one of the smaller parks. In fact, probably the smallest, right?
Yes.
Yeah, by far the smallest park. So yeah, I still think Animal Kingdom's more of a half-day park, but yeah, so it's pretty cool. They got Frozen stuff going on all day long.
And I like you mentioned, what I loved before is Hollywood Studios never used to have fireworks, and now, thank God, Frozen has brought daily fireworks to Hollywood Studios.
At least until September 1st.
Yeah, so it's
awesome.
very nice that Hollywood Studios gets this more nighttime Frozen fireworks. So now you can watch Frozen fireworks, and then go see Fantasmic.
Yeah, totally. Oh my God. 2 nighttime spectaculars.
It's almost like Disneyland.
It's getting like Disneyland. Oh my God. Amazing. The fireworks are cool. I will say not my favorite from what I've seen at the Hollywood Studios. I really liked the Star Wars ones, but this one has like a full stage show.
Yeah, it's not only is it just like fireworks to Frozen music, but they actually do a little pre-show and then a mid-show where Elsa comes out and talks to the crowd. It's fun.
And she lets it go.
She lets it go. All in the sky.
Yep. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. We literally just watched it. So now I'm like thinking to myself, oh, those fireworks. I kind of wish I was there for that. That'd be nice to see.
Yeah, if you can't get enough Anna, Elsa, definitely head on out to Hollywood Studios. And you can see Kristoff. What do you think of Kristoff?
I think I'm going to be very blunt. I think his costume is very gay.
Oh.
I think that's fine. I have nothing wrong with that. It just surprised me because I didn't get that vibe from him in the movie. I don't know what it is. Like they traced it in pink or something. And I was like, I don't know. It looked a little femme to me. Good for them. Rock and roll. I think.
Well,
I think gay marriage just became legal in Florida, so maybe they're like just celebrating. Who knows?
Maybe it was that Kristoff, but
maybe it was what?
I said maybe it was that Kristoff, like his outfit.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It was something weird going on.
But did you get to watch Anna and Elsa's Royal Welcome Parade?
No.
Okay. Well, this actually, I thought it was just going to be Anna and Elsa coming down Hollywood Boulevard. That's really it. Waving, kind of almost like the Frozen pre-parade. But they've actually added more parade elements to it. They have like color guard people waving the Arendelle flags. They're on like this sleigh almost with the horse. Then they actually have a Oaken style float.
Oh, cool.
Where Kristoff is on and he has ice cutter dancers in front of him doing little movements. So it's more than just Anna and Elsa kind of going down Hollywood Boulevard. It's like a mini parade.
That's cool. The Frozen phenomenon, I honestly don't know when it's ever going to end. There's talk about consumer products. They just had a big convention. Have you seen this Hide and Hug Olaf thing that they've got?
No, what is this?
Okay, Hide and Hug Olaf kind of excites me for the simple reason that I'm a big fan of Elf on the Shelf. Do you know of Elf on the Shelf?
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't know what Elf on the Shelf is, it's this genius idea that somebody came up with to keep your kids really good the month of December so that Santa Claus will be good to them. Because basically you get this book and it's the story of the Elf on the Shelf and it comes with a little stuffed animal elf, and the story is that he goes up to the North Pole every night, tells Santa if the kids have been good or not, and he's in a new place every morning. So the kids have to find out where the elf is hiding. Well, guess what? There's being a book with a little Olaf being released, and it's called Hide and Hug Olaf. And although I cannot confirm for certain this is the case, it looks very Elf on the Shelf to me. And I think that's cool.
Yeah. Well, Disney has to be wary because all the Elf on the Shelf pictures I've seen, people have turned it in a different direction.
That's true. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, people get very naughty with the Elf on the Shelf.
So, we'll see what Olaf gets into this Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, God. I didn't even think of that. I bet you they haven't thought of that either. One of the genius things that they did during this Frozen summer thing was, if you're familiar with Flat Stanley, basically they're ripping off cool concepts right now is what they're doing. But if you're familiar with the Flat Stanley, a lot of like elementary schools will do this where they have like a picture of this flat little boy that you can bring on vacation with you, and you take pictures of him in different locations, and they learn geography that way. Well, they've done this with Olaf now. Was there a name for this? I don't know if there's
I think it's just Olaf Summer Vacation.
Okay. And what they do is they give everybody, as they enter the Hollywood studios, a flat Olaf for you to take pictures with around the park. And of course, post it on Instagram, Twitter, hashtag Olaf Summer Vacation, or whatever they're calling it. And at the end of the day, they actually make it part of the fireworks show.
Yep.
Yeah, where they put all the pictures up on the screen.
Almost back during when we debuted our projection show, Magic the Memories in You.
Yeah.
Where you kind of took pictures throughout the day and they posted yourself on the castle. It's almost like this during the Frozen fireworks show.
It's pretty cool. I think it's all...
it's a great marketing campaign for
It's
Disney.
really, really, really smart. Because not only are they getting the photos to use during the fireworks, but of course it's going out to the whole world and all those followers and such.
Yep.
So it's smart. Anyway, Frozen's not dying. It's going to be here this... I'm sure this Christmas will be...
We'll see what happens
We'll
for Christmas.
probably be getting a Diamond Edition Blu-ray 3D release or something. But a couple other things I want to mention real quickly before we move on to trivia here. Into the Woods. We've been talking about it. Excited for, or interested in this movie. I don't know if excited.
There's been mixed feelings about it.
Well, we mentioned a couple episodes ago how Sondheim gave some information away about the changes that will be in the film versus the stage show. Just announced they're having a month of reshoots for this movie. A month is a pretty long time to be doing reshoots. Considering, like, the average movie probably takes 3 months to shoot. A musical probably longer, closer to 4 months. It's like a quarter of its shooting period they're now reshooting. I'm very curious, and I don't know if this is the case or not, but I'm curious if, like, the fact that people kind of flipped out.
Well, people did. I mean, if between the theater community, the internet really took this in
personally.
Yeah, I was not happy about it.
I actually didn't realize that there were so many Into the Woods fans out there. I'm obsessed with the show, especially when I was younger, but I didn't realize how many people were as familiar with the show.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. So we'll see what happens. But a month of reshoots, I don't know. Hopefully it'll... Either that or the film's in a lot of trouble. Maybe they were editing and they were like, oh god, we don't even have a movie here. We have to do something. But we'll see. A month of reshoots for that. And finally, before we go to trivia, just because this is super weird, folks, a man lost his fingertips in Pirates of the Caribbean at Walt Disney World. How does this happen?
Apparently he was holding on to the side of the boat and the boat rammed against, I guess, one of the rocks and he lost 2 tips of his fingers, which, I mean, obviously you can't sue or do anything about Disney because they tell you thousands of times and it's on thousands of warning signs, keep your hands and legs inside the boat.
Vehicle. Come on, folks. Keep your hands and arms inside the vehicles at all times. This is for your own safety.
You'll lose fingertips that way.
So a British man lost his fingertips. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well...
So when they drain it, I guess they'll find them.
They'll find some fingertips. Yeah. Ugh, souvenirs. Yay. That's crazy. When I heard that, I was just like, that's insane. But anywho, shall we move on to trivia?
Yes.
Hit me.
All right. Since we were talking about Frozen,
yes.
Most of the stuff we talked about, but over in the Walt Disney World, how many
Patrick
in the Walt Disney World?
Patrick just became an 80-year-old man. Over in the Walt Disney World.
Over in the Walt Disney Worlds, how many different experiences can you see and or meet Anna and Elsa?
Over at Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
Okay, see and or meet. When you say experiences, you mean like individual shows and such? Oh my god. Well, the summer thing alone. Oh, and by the way, I meant to mention this. I don't believe we did. Just if you are going to the Disney Hollywood Studios to see the Frozen stuff, be aware you cannot do meet and greets with Anna and Elsa there. If you want a photo with Anna and Elsa, you still have to go to the Magic Kingdom. Just want to put that out there. But let's think. Well, there's the fireworks show. Mm-hmm. There's the sing-along.
Yep.
There's the coronation parade thingy. Mm-hmm. There's the meet and greet at Magic Kingdom.
Yes. And you have one more.
Are we counting Epcot, where they originally were?
No,
okay.
Right. Currently at this moment.
You
have 4 out of the 5.
So I'm going to... Oh, and they're in the Festival of Fantasy Parade.
Correct! So you...
Heck yeah!
5 places where you can see and or meet Anna and Elsa. At Magic Kingdom, you have Princess Fairy Tale Hall and Festival of Fantasy. And then currently running at Hollywood Studios is Frozen Summer's Fun, where you can see them in the sing-along, the Royal Welcome, and the fireworks.
This is not my trivia question, but how many places can you see them at Disneyland?
2.
Yeah, and they are?
Pre-parade and meet and greet.
There you go. Nice.
And we're done for this.
No, that was not your trivia. My trivia is not Frozen related. It's a little bit just... It's a little generic Disney, but I read it and I thought it was an interesting little factoid. Which audio animatronic figure can say more lines than any other?
Specifically?
Yep, can say more lines than any other audio animatronic character created by Walt Disney Imagineering.
Is it Abraham Lincoln?
It is not Abraham Lincoln.
Can I have an attraction?
I will
would that
give
give it
you.
away?
I will tell you, it's in both coasts, and it's
I feel like it's a show.
it's not a show. It's
Okay.
I will say on the West Coast, it's at Disney California Adventure.
Ooh.
It's a really like it didn't surprise me when I heard it, but I was like, oh, that's really interesting, which is why I'm asking you it.
Tower of Terror?
Nope,
There's
there's no auto animatronics in there.
This is a stumper.
Think about it.
California Adventure.
DCA. Yep.
And there's one over...
There's
Walt
the
Disney
over at
World.
Walt Disney World. It's at the Hollywood Studios.
Oh, I'm blanking on attractions.
I'm not giving you this answer. You're gonna solve this one.
What?
You're gonna solve it. I have faith in you.
Do, 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 do.
Okay, let's think. What's at California Adventure that's also at the Hollywood
That's what I
Studios?
can't think.
Let's think Paradise Pier. Let's think.
Oh, is it, oh, wait, no.
Come on, say it. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say Mermaid, but it's not Hollywood
It's not
Studios.
Mermaid. Nope.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
Scuttle.
list attractions. Well, it's not Screaming. It's not Mermaid. It's
You're gonna kick yourself.
what is that? Paradise Pier.
Come on.
There's all outdoor stuff.
Think Pixar.
Oh, okay. It's Toy Story Mania.
It's mid.
Is
yeah.
it Potato Head?
Mr. Potato Head?
Oh, okay.
Come on, that's exciting. That's like an interesting fact. Don't okay that. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it is actually good old Don Rickles doing the voice of Mr. Potato Head. They actually, I can't remember, I don't think you were at it. Actually, I think we were supposed to meet up at this at the last expo, but you ended up having to work or something. Where they played some audio recordings of his recording session for that. And it was, oh my God, it was just Rickles totally riffing, and it was hilarious. But yeah, he says more lines than any other audio.
I can
animatronic.
see that now.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I love it.
That's fun. Patrick,
It has been a blast sitting across from you.
yeah, we're not on computer screens.
Yeah. He almost died there, folks. He just choked on air. In any case, that's going to do it for this week. We will see you next time, where we have a really interesting episode next week, I have to say. And that's all I'm going to say.
I'm just gonna say it's gonna be very magical.
It's going to be very magical and controversial, I would say.
Stay tuned!
Stay tuned till next week, folks. Thanks for listening. We will see you later. Bye.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.